High testosterone. Is there a single man on earth who doesn't want to have high testosterone? This hormone is absolutely fundamental for male health. It is the fuel that improves performance. It optimizes erection quality, it drives libido, and it builds physical strength. In this video, I am going to break down the exact ideal routine of a man who naturally maintains high testosterone levels. We are talking about the habits, the lifestyle, and the training of that man who walks around with levels at 800 or 900 naturally. What does this Superman actually do? First and foremost, this man has a routine. And I don't mean a vague idea of a schedule. I mean a structured, non-negotiable routine. Doing healthy things consistently every single day is the secret. It is useless to go to the gym once a week and then sleep until noon the next day. If you don't have a set time to sleep, a set time to wake up, and a stabilized internal clock, you are actively working against your body's production of testosterone. You have to understand that testosterone is a hormone that follows a circadian rhythm. Typically, a man will have his highest peak of testosterone in the morning, and throughout the day, there is a natural reduction. Because this fluctuation exists, there are specific habits you can adopt to ensure that peak is as high as possible. So, let's start with how this man wakes up. He wakes up after a solid night of rest, getting anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Ideally, 8 hours of good, restorative sleep. And here is a crucial detail. If you snore, you might be destroying your testosterone. Snoring disrupts restorative sleep and ruins your REM cycle, which directly affects hormone production. Waking up multiple times to urinate or just having low-quality sleep is a testosterone killer. If you snore, you need to investigate that immediately, because without deep sleep, you cannot have high testosterone. After waking up well-rested, this man gets morning sunlight. He does this immediately, well before the peak ultraviolet hours. We aren't trying to get a sunburn here. We are trying to signal the brain. Getting sunlight in the first hours of the day, preferably before 10 a.m., activates vitamin D production and sets your circadian rhythm. Vitamin D is essential for synthesis. Then he hydrates. He drinks about 500 milliliters of water to activate the body after a night of dehydration. Imagine this man. He is awake. He has had sunlight. He is hydrated. Now it is time for breakfast. What does the breakfast of a high testosterone man look like? It is not a bowl of sugary cereal. It is loaded with good sources of fats and proteins. We are talking about eggs, which provide cholesterol, the building block of testosterone. We are talking about avocados for healthy fats. Maybe some quality fiber like oats. Let me be clear. You are not going to increase your testosterone by drinking a sugary coffee with milk and eating a piece of white bread with margarine. That might taste good, it might make you happy for 5 minutes, but it does nothing for your hormones. Making the right choice at breakfast sets the metabolic tone for the entire day. After this solid nutritional start, he heads to the gym. But how does this man train? His workout is fast, and it is intense. This is a critical distinction. If you do a workout that lasts for hours, a workout that is extremely exhausting and drawn out, you can spike your cortisol levels. When cortisol goes up, testosterone goes down. It is very common to see endurance athletes who exercise for hours having surprisingly low testosterone. The training of a man with high natural testosterone focuses on intensity and resistance. He prioritizes strength training. He lifts heavy weights. He does squats, deadlifts, and compound movements. These are the exercises that signal the body to produce more hormones. He is not in there doing low-intensity dance classes. Nothing against dancing, but if the goal is maximizing male hormones, you need a stimulus that requires power and force. If he does cardio, it is likely high-intensity interval training rather than a long, slow jog. However, cardio is still important for one specific reason: visceral fat. This man is active throughout the entire day, not just in the gym. He hits 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily. He doesn't sit in a chair for 12 hours. This daily movement helps control body fat, specifically that dangerous fat around the belly. If you have a large abdominal circumference, that visceral fat acts like a factory for converting testosterone into estrogen. So, being active and keeping that belly fat down is a non-negotiable part of the routine. Moving on to the rest of the day, This man is a master of stress management. How is your stress right now? Do you have a job that keeps you in a state of panic? Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated, which, again, suppresses testosterone production. The high testosterone man finds ways to modulate this stress. His nutrition throughout the day remains consistent. He eats balanced meals, avoids ultra-processed foods, and focuses on natural ingredients, vegetables, nuts, and chestnuts. Now we reach the end of the day. It is late afternoon or early evening. Is this man heading to the bar to drink with his friends? No, he is not. He is starting his evening routine to ensure quality sleep. He avoids alcohol because alcohol, cigarettes, and sleep deprivation are the trifecta of hormonal destruction. Alcohol is a toxin to the testicles. He prepares to go to bed early to respect that circadian rhythm we talked about at the start. The night was made for sleeping and recovery. He goes to bed early so that the next day he wakes up with energy, continuing this positive cycle of production. Now, I have to ask, is it easy to live this life? Is it easy to maintain the routine of a man with naturally high testosterone? The honest answer is no. We live in a world that is designed to lower your testosterone. We don't live in a relaxed environment anymore. Our jobs are stressful, many people work night shifts, and we have financial pressures. We try to have a social life, which often involves alcohol and late nights. Sometimes it feels impossible to fit in a workout because of family, traffic, or commuting. This modern lifestyle explains why men today have significantly lower testosterone than their grandfathers. Studies clearly show that testosterone levels have been dropping for decades. A young man today has less testosterone than a young man in the 1950s or 60s. Fertility is dropping too. It is a sum of all these factors: sedentary behavior, poor diet, stress, and environmental toxins. However, while fixing your routine is essential, sometimes the damage from modern living requires a more direct approach to get your plumbing working again. I recently came across a presentation about a bizarrely simple 7-second morning ritual, a natural purple tonic that targets a specific virility-killing enzyme that builds up in men as we age. It's not a pharmaceutical pill. It's a natural method to clear the pathways for blood flow and restore that rock-hard, youthful function. If you want to see exactly how this ritual works, point your phone's camera at the QR code on the screen right now to watch the video explanation. I've also pinned the link to that video in the top comment below. Now, aside from that enzyme, there is another biological factor effectively blocking your hormones. Tea is not uncommon to see men in their 80s with high testosterone levels. I have seen older men with levels of 900. But there is a scientific nuance you need to understand here. As you age, your liver starts to produce more of a protein called SHBG, sex hormone binding globulin. This protein grabs onto your testosterone and binds it, making it unavailable for your body to use. So, sometimes you see an older man with high total testosterone, but his free testosterone, the stuff that actually matters, is low because it's all bound up by SHBG. Maintaining a healthy weight and liver health helps keep SHBG in check, but it is a natural part of aging. The takeaway is that while biology and aging play a role, your lifestyle is the biggest lever you can pull. The ideal routine requires discipline, but the reward is a body and mind that function at their absolute peak.